It's our Central Ozarks Medical Center's hometown hero, and Uncle Chris. This week, we're going to highlight my good buddy, Pastor Stephen Crisman at the church at Osage Hills.
Wow, okay. So why Pastor Crisman?
All right, so a lot of people know him around the lake area. He's been the associate pastor at the church at Osage Hills. Recently, he got promoted to that position. He's also served as the youth pastor and then the connections pastor, which was the first capacity I was introduced to Stephen in. Him and his wife, Lauren, who is the director of business development with COPS, Concerns of Police Survivors, which is a big-time job, does a lot of traveling. She's also on the praise and worship team at church. They got 2 kids. Their son, Barrett, 2 years old, who's just adorable, and then their 7 or 8-month-old daughter, Andy. But the reason that I want to highlight Pastor Stephen is because we talk about selflessness and serving others, and this one's kind of selfishly that I wanted to highlight because I started, my wife and I decided we were going to start going back to church religiously about 7 months ago. We were not going to miss a service. We weren't going to make any excuses. And 1 year from that date, in early May, we wanted to see if our life didn't look differently. So at that point in time, I got plugged into counseling through church, and my counselor is Pastor Stephen Crisman. And I got to tell you, it's no coincidence that since that date, my life has done nothing but be on an upward trajectory. My relationships are better, my leadership is better, my health is better, everything about my life has gotten better since I started spending time with Stephen Crisman. And I'm not giving him all the credit, but he selflessly ministers so many people, and he serves as a counselor, but he won't let you pay. So I'm sure he's going to get a lot of calls from this, but I see him every single week, and he's selfless, he's accomplished, and he's so kind. And I've been encouraged by the way that he husbands, by the way that he fathers, by the way that he cares about others. And believe it or not, I feel like I am the most important person in Pastor Stephen Crisman's life. And I'm not exaggerating. And I know that everybody that he pours into feels that way. He's got this uncanny ability to make you feel like you're the only thing he's got going in his life. Well, he's got 2 kids, 2 are younger, while his wife travels a lot. So not only has he got a full schedule at church and in leadership, but he's always encouraging others. And then he's playing dad and super husband, and just super encouraging. He's about my age, and just amazing young man. Pastor Ken Lumley, who has known him for 8 years, had this to say: Stephen has shown tremendous resiliency and ingenuity, arriving at Osage Hills 8 years ago as a student ministry intern, and has matured and grown in every opportunity along the way to become the church's associate pastor. As a teacher, counselor, staff support, and community leader, Stephen has become a tremendous leader while at the same time maintaining an enormous amount of approachability and humility as he served and cared about those around him. That is so true too, because he is so humble and always shows humility. In addition, he works hard at being a tremendous family man as a husband, dad, son, and brother. Stephen is without question a good man who loves the Lord, his family, Osage Hills, and the Lake community with passion and authenticity all the time. And our very own Megan Albers, who was actually his boss in radio and then worked under him at Osage Hills, said she's known him for 8 years and a tremendous honor to be around him. She loves him and says there's not many people like him. And when I brought up the idea that I wanted to highlight Stephen, she goes, I was going to recommend that. And so everyone that gets close to him feels that way. And so from the Lake TV staff, from the Lake community, Pastor Stephen Crisman, thank you for all that you've done to pour into me and our community and those around us. Pastor Stephen Crisman this week, Central Ozarks Medical Center's hometown hero.